Good day, everyone. Today we'll discuss about describing the graph of a linear equation in terms of its intercept and slope. So let's proceed for our learning objectives for today. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to determine the different trends of the graph of a linear equation. And secondly, describe the trends of the line and the trends of the graph of a linear equation in terms of its slope and intercept. And lastly, relate the graph of a linear equation. Describing the graph of a linear equation in terms of its slope and intercept. A line can be described by its slope. The slope of a line is a number that measures its steepness, usually denoted by letter M. It is the change in y for a unit change in x along the line. In identifying the slope, we have the formula M is equals to rise over run. Trend of a line. A trend of a line is a line that minimizes the distance between each point in a scatter plot and the line itself. There are positive trend lines. The values of the variable rise and the fall together. And negative trend line. The values of the variable move in opposite direction. Not all scatter plots will have a trend line. Here are the example of the trend of a line. So as you can see in the graph, it's going upward, so it's a positive trend. Next one, it's going downward means it's a negative trend. And lastly, no trend at all. So here are the description. If you can see an arrow like this, if the slope of the line is positive, then the intercept of different sign. Y values are increasing and the line is slanting to the right. So this one. And if the slope of the line is negative, then the intercept of the same sign. Y values are decreasing and the line is slanting to the left. So this one. Next one. If a slope of the line is 0, then the line is horizontal. So this one. If the slope here is 0, so the line is horizontal. And if the slope of the line is undefined, then the line is vertical. Next. The trend of the graph. The value of the slope m tells the trend of the graph of a linear equation. So, here is the example. If m or the slope is positive, then the graph is increasing from left to right. And the other one, if m is or the slope is negative, the graph is decreasing from left to right. Next, if m is 0, then the graph is horizontal. Remember that. And if m is undefined, the graph is vertical. So remember that if the slope is undefined, the line is vertical. Graphs of a line in terms of slope. So here, example. We're given this line. And we will count the rise. 1, 2. So the rise is 2. And the slope is, the run is 1. So the rise is 2 and the run is 1. So M is 2. So the slope here is positive. So in describing the graph of the line increases from left to right. Next example, this line here. So we'll count first its slope. So let's have first the rise. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the rise is 7 and the run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the run is 5. So as you can see here, it's negative because it's going to the left. So the slope we have is negative 7 over 5. Then so the slope is negative. So let's describe the graph. The graph of the line is decreases or falls from left to right. Next, if we have this example, so we'll count first the rise. Oops, we don't have rise because the line is horizontal, so we'll proceed directly to the run. 1, there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So our run is 7. So our slope will be m is equals to 0 over 7 or m is equals to 0. So the slope is 0. And the graph of the line is horizontal line, as we can see here. It's forming a horizontal line. Next, the graph of the line in terms of the slope. Other example, this one. So we'll count first the rise in determining the slope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the slope here is 6 over 0 because we don't have run because the line is horizontal. Sorry, vertical. So our slope here is undefined and the graph of the line is a vertical line. So let's have another example. So the x here is 3 and the y is 0, so meaning our slope is 3 If the line crosses the x-axis, then the slope is undefined. So the graph of the line is also vertical line. Next, given x is equals to negative 4, so it's a horizontal line. Don't have a rise. Yeah. So if the line crosses x-axis, then the slope is undefined and the graph of the line is also a vertical line. And as you can see here, the line is horizontal and y is equals to 5 and the line crosses the y-axis, then the slope is 0. And the graph of the line is also a horizontal line. So another example, our y here is -2. So if the line crosses the y-axis, then the slope is 0 and the graph of the line is also a horizontal line. If x is -5, so our graph would be a vertical line and the slope is undefined, and here it's slanting to the right, so rises from left to right, so the slope is positive because it's going upward. And here, as we can see here, the line is horizontal, so the slope is 0. And here, it's slanting and it's going downward, so falls from left to right, and then the slope is negative. Let's have the example. Describe the graph of a linear equation y is equals to 3x minus 2. So here is the graph. As you can see here, it's going upward. So our slope here is positive. So in the graph, y increases and x increases. So the line slope upwards to right. Also notice that the equation has a positive slope 3. Thus, it can be deduced that the graph of the given equation increases from left to right. Another, describe the graph of the linear equation y is equals to -2x plus 3. So as you can see, the graph is going downward, so our slope is negative, so it's falling down. So in the graph, y decreases as x increases, so the line slope downward to the right. And also notice that the equation has a negative slope of -2. Thus, it can be deduced the graph of the given equation decreases from left to right. Next, describe the graph of the linear equation y is equals to 3. So this one, its line is horizontal and the slope here is undefined. It's 0. In the graph, y does not change as x increases, so the line is exactly horizontal, and the slope of any horizontal line is always 0. And the line on the right goes neither up nor down as x increases, so its slope is 0. And also, a horizontal line has equation in the form y is equals to 3, and where 3 is the y-intercept. Describe the linear equation x equals to -2. So the line is vertical, so meaning it is undefined. When the line is exactly vertical, it does not have a defined slope. So a vertical line has an equation form x is equals to -2, where -2 is the x-intercept. Thank you for listening. That's all.